Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And we're going to talk about a lot of the things that are breaking my heart, to be quite honest with you. Things that are really getting to me on a daily basis and upsetting me to a level that I can't understand why more people aren't right now stepping up to the plate as summer is almost over. And all I'm seeing is more and more and more madness, not only here in my state, but across the country. And it is extremely alarming, and we're going to go over it. You know, I hope that some of you saw my walk and talk today where I interviewed a guy who's in the operating room. I've known him for 20 plus years, right? I've known him, I think, since I was a freshman in college. I'm pretty sure he was working back then. Certainly in my late teens, early 20s. 19, 20 I've known him for. And you saw the madness as we talked about the madness and how people were in masks in 85-degree weather and in fear and like looking at us strange because two people were talking openly on a street in New York State. And what we're going to do now is, you know what? And after that, guys, if you're following me on Twitter, before we go over these stories where I show you a food line, a modern day bread line with a bunch of zombies wearing masks in Queens, right? 1.5 miles long. Before that, I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you a video of earlier today where after I did that video, I was sitting on that same park bench. And if you guys watch those walk and talks, you know that there was this guy a couple weeks back, maybe a week and a half ago, who saw me 20 feet out, and I'm already on the bench. I'm already at least 6 feet away from the little walkway, and he got so frightened I wasn't wearing a mask that he put his mask on and then walked in the street. Well, today, a group of, I think, 5 girls, I wasn't even paying attention, I was on my phone, and then all of a sudden I see these 5 girls in front of me in the street, and at least one of them was all masking up, and I looked over and seen, you know, a group, but nobody was masked up. I was like, good, at least these, you know, they're going to the park and they're not masked up. And then they totally proved me wrong. And it hurt. And I know there's jokes out there, oh, Jason, they weren't crossing the street, you know, because you weren't wearing a mask. Okay, whatever. I know you think you're funny, but these aren't funny times for that. It's serious. It's a craziness. So, guys, before we get started and do everything, thumbs this video up, subscribe and share, ring that bell, join the Burmis Brigade. Remember, we are fully demonetized here 4+ months. This is how we do it. This is also how we're going to use the Super Chat feature. So the first questions and comments are going to be people that have left those via this, and then you can do so throughout the broadcast, but we do go down the line. Remember, you can also support me on Rockfin. Check out the documentary films in the playlist section right now. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. They're free right here, right now. And if you haven't seen the polls and surveys or Johnny Nonsense video, you should, because it ended up being a really good interview video. Guys, it's the t-shirt shop, and let's just do it. Let's get right into it. Let's start with the lines, okay? Because I want to up this over here so we can actually see how deep this line is. All right? None of this is a good thing, guys. Like, take a look. Well, they'll go through and they'll speed up the camera for you right here. It's 1.5 miles long. And by the way, notice no one's social distancing, but they're scared they're going to get a fine. Okay? They know the play act is over in New York. We're under 1%. This is in the city. This is in Queens. All right? No one's social distancing, but there's no businesses left. There's no money. There's nobody that can go to their jobs. There's no tourism. You know, this is it. This is a modern day breadline. You are looking at it. Look at this. This is disturbing. Yeah. It keeps going, guys. 1.25 miles long. Are you going to see this in the mainstream media? You know, I don't love the New York Post all the time, guys. But you got to give them props for that one because you're not seeing that everywhere. They're telling you it's America's governor. And de Blasio's doing a great job in New York City. Mail-in ballots, it'll be a great idea, Jason. Okay? And you know what else you're not seeing? We're just going to start it here. All right? No lockdown, no masks, no hysteria, no problem. Sweden. And we read this whole article because it was so important. But they have to have it as an opinion piece. Dominic Sandbrook, thank you for writing this. It notes, okay? I just want to, we're going to find it. We'll do it live. Remember, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. Get those questions in, guys. But it notes that Sweden's death rate per 100,000, okay, was 57, which is lower than Belgium at 87, Spain at 62, Britain at 62, Italy at 58, all which did go into lockdown. Okay? But they didn't, did they? Did they? Huh. Look at that. Pretty amazing. Instead, they're going to push filth like this guy, former CDC Director Tom Frieden, the CFR guy. You know, the guy that's pleading guilty to sex abuse charges. They're going to promote him because he says, oh, you know, we have a great vaccine against measles. And last year, an estimated 140,000 kids died globally from measles. Even with the COVID vaccine, in all likelihood, we'll need to continue to adapt our lives. It is time to push back against this new normal bullshit. Do you get it now? Bill Gates, we talked about it. And we talked about it from a perspective of somebody who's in the hospitals. They're talking about locking down till almost 2022. Okay? Bill Gates has openly told you about it. We've covered it here. Are we going to open our eyes anytime soon? And then even that's not going to be enough for these people. All right? Read it. He's saying, you know, even with the vaccine, we're going to have to adopt our lives a lot. No. No, I'm done LARPing. You just saw a modern day breadline. What's this 6 feet, 3 feet, 4.5 feet? Can we stop? Can we stop? But again, it's about control, right? Wear your mask. Or in D.C., right? This is Washington, D.C., you could face a year in jail and a $5,000 fine. After across the country, what happened? They let people out. Sex offenders, felons, people that weren't great people that committed crimes after the fact. All right, across the country. New York pioneering that with catch and release in January, even before COVID 1984 took off. Okay? And this is all about the agenda that coronavirus will be forever. Even though, again, Gates tells you most of the tests in the United States are garbage. And now more and more we're seeing these tests are going to test for all coronaviruses, and that's how it's set up in schools in New York, that if you test positive for anything, that's when contact tracers get in your life. That's why they don't want to send their kids back to school. Has nothing to do with, oh, we don't feel safe. It's up to the parents and the teachers. Okay, Capo, I'm on to you. I've seen your forked tongue speak now. I get it. And if you don't think this is about mandatory vaccines, why don't I let, the Virginia Department of Health Commissioner tell you it is about mandatory vaccines? Okay? For the state of Virginia, this guy is another piece of human filth. He wants to illegally mandate something that, again, I want to reiterate this 1,000%, is not advertised to prevent COVID transmission. He'll tell you it is, but that's utter bullshit. Operation Warp Speed is none of those things. And now that Trump has held a press conference and endorsed plasma, because obviously he wants the economy to get going and open things up, say what you want about the guy, but it's pretty obvious that's where he's out. Notice Fauci isn't at these hearings anymore. Or I'm sorry, these press conferences. And they're talking about like a 35% success rate for mortality. Now, at best, remember, the WHO tells you this has a 0.6% death rate, a mortality rate. That's their numbers now. We have to go by those numbers because they're the authoritative source here on YouTube. Bill Gates is telling you, number one, we don't know they will prevent transmission. We don't know if they'll lower the mortality rate. What do we know? What do we know? We know that it will produce antibodies after the second shot, possibly for several weeks to several months, and hopefully that'll combat it. Well, guess what? The plasma treatment already gives you the antibodies in the same way, if you want to go that route. But again, that's a therapeutic if you're actually diagnosed and it's early on. And you know what else I liked about that press conference is what? They talked about what? Steroid treatments, which we've been talking about here forever, and at least remdesivir. Okay, they still can't say the hydroxy word, right? You'll get banned from this. Oh, look at that. My things are right there. Let's see. Sorry about that. See, right, that's on the top. Hydroxychloroquine is unlikely to be effective in treating COVID-19, the FDA says. This is always like promoted by them. So I want everybody to understand this is about mandatory vaccines. Oh, come on. Here, we'll just go to Spyro's page. And props to him for posting this. Are you kidding me, guys? Are we not going to be able to play any of these? Let's see. What do we got? Anything? Bueller? We're going to find it. We'll do it live, guys. We'll do it live, and we'll play it from the page if we have to. Okay? There it is right there. And it doesn't want to play on this one either. You got to be kidding me here. I can't even believe it. Come on. And this doesn't have nearly enough views, by the way. So for some reason, that video doesn't want to play. I wonder if all of them are not going to play. Because the next thing I wanted to do was show you these girls who were walking in the street. I can't even make them big. What is going on here, YouTube? Or Chrome or whatever. So yeah, none of these are going to play, huh? Well, I guess it's okay because polls are telling me. And by the way, this is funny. This is like by like a condom company that 12% of women want to see your face. 88% think that it's sexier when a man's wearing a mask in public. Sounds legit. Sounds ultra legit. I can't believe that we're at this route now that I can't play videos on Twitter. What is going on here? Let's see. We're going to try from here. Doesn't like it. Doesn't want to do it. All right. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll take your questions and your concerns as we go through. If I can play that later, I will. But it's on my Twitter feed. You know what I mean? You can go check it out. So let's see. Cute picture of somebody's dog, by the way. Time to get out of New York, dude. Yes. I agree. Let's see. I truly appreciate your hard work and persistence towards uncovering truth and naming names. You are a brave, patriotic servant to the truth seekers. For the truth shall set you free. God bless, Jason. If you'll be traveling in southern, what is that? Wisconsin, maybe? WS? Washington State? I'm sorry if I'm ignorant on this one, guys. Let me know, and I can accommodate you for a place for your trip after September 1st. Thank you. Appreciate that. Eyes are opening. Thank you, Sandy. Immediately read the shirt wrong. I need to see or emphasized on the t-shirt. I'm not sure which t-shirt we're talking about. I immediately read the shirt wrong. I need to see. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Thanks for the content. Considering consistency over the years, it will be nice to have another patriot in the Midwest. Thank you, Jesse, for the support over the years. Enjoy watching your show on YouTube and appreciate your work keeping us informed. Thank you. All right. And remember, guys, again, we'll use this as the jump the line because you can't do a super chat. So let's get in there. It's already freaking hot in this room, boy. Oof. Oof, it's already hot. Hello, YouTube sent a notification or reminder. Awesome. What's up, Occult Priestess? Thank you for liking my thumbnail. I don't know who that is. I will say this again, Trump is not a good choice for president. However, that being said, when compared to Biden and Harris, Trump's the better choice. I guess it's Trump 2020. I had to agree with him, by the way. I was in this conversation early until I was shutting everything down. Doesn't matter who is selected for president. The agenda doesn't change. Overall, it doesn't. But I got to tell you, it really matters for the little things right now, doesn't it? And most people aren't pushing back enough. But like I said, when you talk about even that plasma treatment and the move there and him talking about therapeutics and not as much about vaccines right now and not saying they're going to be mandatory, but then you have Norman Oliver saying they are going to be mandatory. Well, again, you got to wonder. You got to wonder. You got to make big boy decisions. Like I said, I don't know how any thinking human could see it any other way. His presser today about plasma is yet another indicator he wants things open, etc. Who broke the simulation? Burmis, was it you? This is reality. There is no simulation. You guys know how I feel about the multiverse, the simulation, the Matrix life. Trump will make the conservatives fall asleep again. I know. I want to pretend still. Moved yesterday. I'm in Idaho. I did escape Seattle, and good for you, Brian. The cabal is forcing technocratic communism upon USA and the world. This is war. Hello, Jason from Florida. Hello, Brown Dog. Yeah, I'm getting in my car tomorrow for Iowa, by the way, guys. And I do feel them. Basically, I'm going down to Iowa tomorrow, and I DM'd Militich. He said that he'd love to get together. That's cool. We're going to be doing a broadcast sometime while I'm out there, and I'm going to find a place. And it's going to be for October 1st, as you can see. So I'm in the car tomorrow, guys. Trump will do something. No. He has allowed the cities to burn, the states to imprison everyone in their homes or apartments, and Gates, Fauci aren't in jail. Again, I don't think Trump's doing, I don't think he's doing enough. But when the choice is him or Biden, who Biden is, I'll lock it down. He can't. Biden, again, couldn't run a Wendy's. How he's going to run the country? I mean, he's the puppet until they put Kamala Harris in there as like an aggressive sociopathic puppet. Even worse. Not that Joe wouldn't have been that when he was Joey B, but he's not Joey B anymore, and he's not Sleepy Joe anymore. He's Zombie Joe. Food will be used as the ultimate weapon. When your children are hungry, you will submit to the NWO. Yeah, New York is far worse, I fear. See my walk and talk today? Yeah, it's nuts. That's like I said. Orange Man has a match, huh? Buy a bicycle, way more fun than walking. Jason, are you a Zionist with big letters? That's a good question. Dun dun dun. Explain Zionist, please. I am confused at the definition. Another good question. So let me go with my definition of Zionism. For those who have no idea what Zionism is, in its original form, it was the creation of the state of Israel by, I guess I wouldn't even just say Hasidic. I mean, it goes even beyond that. But, basically, a group of Jewish people that wanted to create this state of Israel, okay? Which eventually, after World War II, came to fruition with the help of the war machine. The United States in particular, and there's been a working relationship in the Middle East for a long time. Now, do I think that there should be no state now, right? That's a big question. I think that that's kind of an impossibility, right? You can't just take away Israel, as I talked about. Our military and so many interests have an alliance in that region. You could call it like, the U.S., Saudi, Israeli alliance for the most part. That doesn't mean there's not skirmishes, etc. That doesn't mean that there's not espionage and influence intertwined there. Now, modern day Zionism seems to me much like apartheid, right? And domination. Like the Golan Heights are not Israel's. Trump can't just say that that's theirs. The capital isn't Jerusalem. They shouldn't be treating the Palestinians the way that they are. And obviously they have a highly aggressive intelligence apparatus that has its fingerprints all over 9/11, right? For instance, they, again, go all the way back to Fabled Enemies, and they have that large section in my film. I would equate them with almost the terminology of like a neocon perspective, right? Global spectrum dominance. So no, in that regard, of course, I'm not a Zionist. Now, if you want to go as hardcore as to say, do I think that Israel should be eradicated altogether? I don't think that's a reality. And I also don't think that Israel is behind every woe in the world. Doesn't mean that, they're not somebody to be watched, or they're not a nation state that has huge influence in this country. They are. I mean, the Epstein case should prove that, right? That especially once you start diving into that should prove that same. But then I talk about that, right? That same cabal, right? It's not just the Israelis, but that same cabal, you could go into Iran-Contra, right? They have their hands all over that. We talked about 9/11 a moment ago, etc. So I think that's a pretty good explanation of all of it, hopefully. I am old and in love with the idea of the America I grew up with. Oh, that's a huge jump. Let's see what we got here. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Brian, your America was a lie. By old, I mean over 40. Nope, you're just a kid LARPing. I'm 23. I'm ancient and 46. I know, 41 years young here. 41 years young, and I hate saying it like that. I'm 64, and I know what you mean, Brian. Any other home and or business owners other than Jason in the chat? Let's see. But go ahead and vote for Trump because you think he will prevent the collapse of America. I don't think that. When the Democrats are permanently fucked. Who's saying that he's going to prevent the collapse of America? Hold on, cowboy. Maybe you've never been to this show. I'm saying that unfortunately this time we are in such a conundrum that the choice is so obvious that one of two people on election day is going to be, it's not going to be even election day because of all the fraud, but it's not like there's a third party running. And it's not like I like Joe Biden before he was a total zombie. And it's not like I don't see Kamala Harris for who she is. I know what we had for Trump. And again, Trump over Hillary last time? Yes. Yes. And I know we lost New York last time. I'm not so sure that if they didn't do a recount, it wouldn't have been a little bit different in New York State. A lot of people like the guy. It's a big state. It's not just all liberals. Let's see. Whoa, 64, 46 sync. Everyone who works for InfoWars is a Zionist. Dude, you don't need to use all caps here. Like I get your emphasis. You know, I read the conspiracy theories too. I've got all sorts of haters that just make shit up about me. Or say I didn't talk about this or I didn't talk about that. When if you look, I've been talking about all this stuff since like 2006, 7, 8, no problem. But like, it's so, listen, man. Why do you keep, I'm not even going to get into it. Man, this was way early. I mean, I did answer your question, did I not? But you know, everybody thinks they're a keyboard tough guy. I lost my bookstore due to 9/11 economy crash. Yeah, people forget about that crash. Things were going real well pre 9/11 in this country. I know it's hard to believe that now, but I was in my early 20s. People had hope for the future of the economy. Gas was cheap. There were no wars. People generally weren't in fear. I remember going to Woodstock 99 and loving it. Things changed dramatically after that. And they're changing dramatically again for the worse now. Yeah, I'm trying to keep on keeping on. It's a simple question, yes or no. It's actually not a simple question. That's why I spent so much time on it. Remember, guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, and use the GoFundMe, which is in the link below, as the super chat mechanism. Again, we're fully demonetized here with no end in sight. We went for a review now almost 3.5 months ago and still haven't heard anybody. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep on keeping on myself. Let's see. I'm sorry about that. I used to go to the small bookstore in Eugene, Oregon, pre-9/11. Let's see. How is he from the West Coast? No one wonder he's like that. I like that question, Brian, but we'll see. A Zionist is a Jewish nationalist. I don't know that that's true. See, let's go with this. So, like, I would say that at least for this country, first of all, I'm a human being first, and I'm a constitutionalist. But I want what's best for this country overall. But that doesn't mean that I agree with neocon policy or neoliberal policy or what's going on in Syria or Afghanistan or Iraq or Abu Ghraib or Guantanamo Bay, etc. Let's see. My bad. Let's see. I want to know what a Semite is. No problem. Sorry about your bookstore. I'm in between moves. All stuff is in storage. I'm living in a room outside Grand Rapids and having a blast, really. Any working for InfoWars isn't a cogent definition of Zionist. It's guilty by association ploy. Oh, we have a troll. I'm not even going to read that name. I mean, listen. The name that I'm not going to read, I just want to put this down, what I am not. I am not somebody that will ever judge a person based on their blood, okay? Based on the color of their skin, based on their ethnicity. However, that person, who I will not read their name, pondered many times with a guy named Handsome Truth, whether they were just born that way. And by that way, they meant evil, deceptive, bad, okay? I don't think that anybody from any bloodline is born as a, sociopathic predator, just to let you know. Or some kind of evil demon or dumber or any of that stuff. Okay? You want to sit there and talk IQ and all this other stuff of different races or ethnicity. That's fine. IQ is one thing. IQ is not necessarily intelligence, by the way. Plenty of people with high IQ that have no street smarts whatsoever. I'm just putting that out there. All right, so let's just keep going. Let's see. God is guiding your every moment. Enjoy the movie. Well, we'll see. Okay, dude, no worries. Thank you. Showtime. GoFundMe and Jason will answer your question, or I'll just answer it because we'll get there. What up, JB? Hey again, Burmese Brigade. Not like I'm worried about answering any of this stuff. Evening, Scott. Hi, Burmese Brigade. New York is the most madness in the country. It is nuts. Evening, everyone. Hi from Wisconsin. Signs of the new normal for the win. Population density. Hey, Brigade. Could I officially join the Burmese Brigade? I don't know. Can you, Paladin? Let's see. Thank you. That is my PayPal, thejasonisvoid@yahoo.com. We do appreciate those donations as well. But we like the GoFundMe because it's very transparent and it shows you what I really do earn a month doing this. Because again, this isn't for money. I'm doing this for 15 plus years now, professionally, I guess, on and off. But I've been doing and talking about this stuff passionately after I discovered what happened on 9/11. It's my big wake-up call. And, I don't know what else to say. I'm a real person, talking about real issues, and I'm hoping that you are too. Hoping you're not some kind of bot or troll. Let's see. Hello, Doom and Scott. Hello again, Scott and Alyssa. Jason, don't call them zombies if they are in the breadline. I'm sure they have to wear them to get the food. I know. You're not wrong. They're worried. Well, they're worried also about fines and harassment. It's crazy, right? What's happening, Burmese Brigade? That's a nice pig you have there. No need for lipstick, LOL. I'm in New York in a small town. Nobody is wearing masks outside, but yes, in the stores. I miss the smaller stuff. All lives matter. Skin color shouldn't have to. That's right. Well, it doesn't say all. It says your. Because I want to speak directly to the person in front of me and let them know that I'm not. Your life does matter. Okay? The content of your character is what concerns me. That's all. Doesn't matter about the color of your skin. Never going to. Let's see. Enforcement is coming from the big box stores. Lame. Hit live chat. Gritch. If I hit the live chat, I lose all these. Hello all. Grow that beard, Jason. I don't know. It's that's about as big as I get it right here. Maybe I'll have it a little bit, but it's patchy. It's Keanu Reevesy. I don't think I'm ever going to be burly beard man. That's not going to be me. And by the way, props to those gym owners over in New Jersey that keep fighting. They just got one of the candidates to make it their location so they can't be shut down. Brilliant move. Also in my Twitter feed. Let's see. Saw a lady today with a cotton mask with a surgical mask over it in her car. Evening to all the usual suspects. Real estate is crashing in New York City also. But don't worry. Jeff Bezos is coming in, and he'll have offices for the remainder, of the human beings that'll work for Amazon and manage things. Hello, Zero from Socialist Neo-Trotskyite Toronto grad. LMAO, TJ. Hello, Byron. New York City is totally dystopian. Looks like something you'd see in Russia. Destroy New York City, bring in smart cities and AI. That's kind of the point. That's what I would assume Mr. Eric Schmidt's role is going to be in the new digital age of reshaping the future of people, nations, and businesses. I just assumed that because he wrote all about it. Huh. Let's see. Dude, convalescent plasma was used effectively to treat measles in the 20s. Now it's not even on the CDC website. Also, they can push vaccines. Crazy. Straight up gulags coming. Holy shit, that's crazy. Are there any loose change related t-shirts? Not out there these days. Probably you might be able to get something on a thrift store or online. Hey, Erica, are you going to do a review of Plandemic 2? I haven't watched it yet. Probably eventually. I just haven't really been on it. Jesus. Feel sorry for all living in the city. Disgusting. Oh, yeah. So great. Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Let's see. Just finished watching Shade. It's scary that that was being talked about 7 years ago compared to what we are seeing right now. You know, again, like, people talking about Bill Gates now, I've been talking about Bill Gates for some time. And that film's 7 years old, and I was talking about him before that. But I think that, you know, again, a lot of the stuff in there is extremely relevant today. I hope that people go check it out. You know, people were circulating that story to me on the GMO mosquitoes released in Florida like it was new. And I'm like, I reported on that like a month and a half ago. But no, it's really happening. I know it's really happening. It's coming to Houston, Texas, too. And yes, that is a Bill and Melinda Gates program. You know, fronted by like, oh, the fear of malaria. We're all so scared of fucking germs now. No one's ever talking about an immune system. No one's talking about a healthy diet. No one's talking about exercise. About real health care. No, it's fear, 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 vaccine, lockdown, fear, 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 mask, 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 fear, 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 vaccine, 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 lockdown. New normal. I can't take it. Oh, America, I guess, is now in the middle. We do it live. They tried to remove Lincoln using mail-in ballots. We have all been here before. Lincoln was a tyrant and a traitor. Same old tricks, evil is stupid. Let's see. Scott Bailey, I'm thinking the same thing. Underrated comment at Chris Widener. I missed that. Lockdown and masks are a crime against humanity. Agreed. Yes, Alvin Tolfer's The Third Wave spoke about the seamless merging of the communist and capitalist systems. It's nearly done, except for the crying. Bill Cooper tried. Jason, what are your predictions for this time next year? I have no idea. Well, let's see if we get a spine and start standing up for ourselves. I don't know. I don't know. I know I got to make a change immediately because this is insane. It's insanity every day. It's just every day. Anyone know of a channel covering the legality of these COVID mandates? I mean, I try to here. Whenever there's a lawsuit, whether it fails or it wins, we talk about it. For instance, a federal judge did find it illegal for de Blasio and Cuomo to endorse basically any of these protests and not allow church to go on. But I haven't heard much about that, yet. And then another lawsuit was thrown out when a gym owner tried to sue. So listen, we need more and more of these lawsuits. I can tell you that right now. Wuhan residents partying like what the F is Corona? Well, they probably, weeded out all the bad ones. They put in their infrastructure and now things can go back to normal a little bit for now. There's 1.2 billion people there. Okay? 1.2 billion people in China. 60 million, I believe, in Wuhan. That's a lot of people. 60 million. People don't understand like the level, the amount, the density of people that's in there. That's craziness. Bill Gates clearly needs another pie to the face. If you donate via GoFundMe, Jason answers your question. It's very, very true. I try to answer all of them, but the GoFundMe is the way that I can jump in from anywhere. Let's see. Toffler's future shock is revealing. Gates needs to be jailed for crimes against humanity. It's amazing to me that, we don't allow people like that to go to prison. Billionaires don't go to jail. In Greece, you can go to jail for life if you get someone sick and they die. How are they going to prove that? It is ridiculous. I agree. Pillared and then tar and feathered. By the way, you can watch Shade for free as well. It's on my channel. Yes, true. Where's the t-shirt page? There should be a Teesprings page. Yeah, it's in the link. It's in the stuff below. Sorry about that. Let's see. Go watch and tell me you don't see what's coming to light right now. Thank you. I agree. Plasma. We should bring back throwing rotten tomatoes at these a-holes. They already treat us like plebs. Vote in Massachusetts for Dr. Shiva. I agree. September 1st, 2020. Truth, freedom, health. No more germ viral theory. En masse enforced vaccinations. Let's see. That wasn't Washington, D.C. with the mask. That was Pullman, Washington State. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is that true? That's Pullman, Washington State? Let's go back there. You're right. You are correct. See, I get things wrong. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let's see. I'd really like one with just a huge Burmese face on it. No, thank you. Vampires, Dracula, great granddad of the royals, Vlad the Impaler, royal bloodlines, and is correct. Some countries have completely lost their minds. Australia is just another that is just fudged. Yet those poor Aussies. I mean, there's another lockdown coming down. Lockdown 2 is coming down. Did you see the pie in the face of Bill Gates? Yeah, it's old school, old school. 99.98% effective against COVID. Do not take a vaccine. I will not be taking a vaccine. Sign me up for a whole box of rotten fruit. What happened with the AMA and Breadlines? It's what are you talking about? Oh, man. The Alex Azar puppet, who is United States Secretary of Health and Human Services appointed by Trump, was a board member of a pharmaceutical lobbying firm. It is all connected. We are Jason's sanity sometimes. AMA will start towards the second half. Ferris, I usually do these for at least a half hour. We're 36 minutes deep. I think I only did like a 15-minute intro. And it would have been maybe a little bit longer if we got to watch those video clips. But for some reason, just Twitter does not want to play any of these video clips, which is tremendously disappointing because I wanted to watch them. I thought they were important. What can you do? Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, everybody. The t-shirts are in the link below. Bueller. LOL, yes, I watch Bill Gates getting pied from time to time for therapeutic purposes. The convalescent plasma treatment he is spearheading under the Operation Warp Speed and emergency use authorization. The biggest treatment is being in trial for Eli Lilly. I don't know what that means. Is Eli Lilly a company? I think it is. Yep, bring back the stockades in the town squares, pillory and tar and feather as a prophylactic treatment to warn the other miscreant traitor control freaks. Couldn't disagree with that. Let's see. I like to watch him jump the chair to remind me anything is possible. Has Jason set a date for leaving New York? Any word on checkpoints throughout the state? I haven't seen any driving checkpoints, but I've heard that's a possibility. At the same time, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow sometime, maybe in the afternoon, maybe in the evening. It's probably going to be tomorrow evening. And if I go tomorrow evening, that means it's like a 14-hour drive. That means I can book a hotel as I get into town if I do an overnighter, and then just kind of rest after I call up a bunch of places and go and look at them the next couple days. That's probably what we're doing. And October 1st is my absolute last out date. Let's see. Masks equals no balls. Check out the Healthy American Peggy Hall. Most mandates, requirements are nothing more than suggestions, legally not enforceable. Thanks, John. Hell's at the internet gods. It's been 6.5 months. It's never going back. Yeah, I know. They're really trying to pull like the whole thing. Guess who was president of Eli Lilly from 2012 to 2017? Yes, it was Alex Azar, who was also president of Eli Lilly. How convenient. Also, Trump was given so much credit for bringing down the price of insulin. Guess who's the maker of insulin? Eli Lilly. Let's see. Mask, Simon says, didn't say Simon says. Jason, your opinion. You think, is there a chance of a civil war? Listen, they start coming for your kids. They start talking mandatory vaccinations. Yeah, there's some possibilities. That's all I'm going to say. Let's see. Pharaoh hates humans. Homeland Security on YouTube. Pass it on. I don't know what that even means. Guess who? Didn't you already put that? Day 160 of 15 days to slow the spread. Exactly. Yes. What's the update on our friend Sean Ross? Jason, you sexy prick. Wow, we'll hit that. Thank you, propaganda. Let's see. Damn, I was so close. Yay, Jason. Masconic ritual. I was only one of over 100 in a grocery store yesterday without a mask. Man, that was exhausting. Yeah, it's madness all the time, every time. That's what we're at. Madness all the time, every time. Gates is releasing millions of GMO mosquitoes in Texas and Florida. Easy way to spread. I mean, again, the GMO thing is nuts. That's a very familiar name now, isn't it? I saw a video of protesters outside the Royal Palace shouting pedophile. Was that real? I haven't done a report on it yet because I haven't been able to verify whether or not it's real. No government. Whoa. Let's see. What is going on here? Wow. That's a lot. Bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Let's see. Man. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share, guys. We're going back up here. All right, we did the... there we are. Let's see. I was only... okay, there we go. No government, no president can go against the elites to wake up. Only we the people. I agree, we do. Don't be surprised President Trump play nice games. Well, he's part of the club a little bit. He's still a billionaire. Let's see. He's still got a family, too. ISIS, Ra, Elohim, rulers over man, social engineering towards the Superman. Transhumanism, Ubermensch, Israel, NWO. Dude, nice Zionist definition. Lighting a joint for this answer. Well, thank you. I thought I did a pretty decent job of doing that, and I'm not like super, studied in all of it. It's just like I'm not super studied in all of the occult. I know some of it. I'm not super studied in all of the technopoly and everything DARPA. I've got a base of knowledge on some of this stuff, and I could be wrong on other things, and I'll always accept when I am wrong when there's more information or better information that makes my information crumble. Stop giving them money and Israel will crumble. Created by Rothschild. 11 million a day to Israel from the USA. Just say no. Jason, what's going to happen to housing once evictions and foreclosure are allowed to happen again? My goodness, New York's going to be crazy, that's what. So I was thinking about buying another house. Any thoughts? No. I would say you could wait a little bit until something crazy happens, and something crazy might happen, but I don't want to predict where we're going to be financially in 6 months. I don't want to predict where we're going to be as a society during the election in November. I want to be moved by the time that election happens to ensure that craziness does not happen. Because New York State is going to be bad, California is going to be bad, and I think any way you slice it, November is going to be probably one of the most defining moments, and late October too, in this country's history, no matter what. How about that? I'm about to turn 29 and I feel old. I did too when I was turning 29, 30. Hold on, cowboy. Fight Club is coming. We're screwed. Israel controlled by the elite. Vote with your lifestyles. You broke the first rule of Tiez illegal. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that is. Some towns for Jason to consider in Iowa: Fairfield, Keosauqua, Lone Tree, Oskaloosa, Richland, Washington, Tipton, Mount Pleasant. Lesser of two evils is still evil. Your mom. You're right. I'm not propping the guy up. Have you ever seen me wear a MAGA hat? Have you ever seen me be afraid to take on a position that Trump has held? Of course not. Of course not. But you know that, occult priestess. Election should be canceled. It should be canceled. I don't know what that means. We should just have a regular election and stop LARPing. That's what I think. Spain was on hard lockdown. They could not go to get food. France was in limited lockdown. I tried to ask Alex about Zionism. No answer. Hey, Jason. KBTG. I don't know what that means. Jason is an angel. It could not be more obvious. Jason, thank you. That's nice of you to say. I'm certainly no angel. I don't think there are too many people in this chat or watching this video that don't understand the whole system is rigged. But at this point, the only choice for now is the golden Cheeto. Sometimes I'm guilty of using all caps. Trump, play like he don't want to vote by mail, but he wants to vote by mail. He want to lose this election. God, yes, the 90s were heaven compared to post 9/11. My God, were they. And honestly, I only had a small window, right? And I get it. It was like my college years. I graduated high school in 1997, but I couldn't wait to get out of my house, and be an adult, at least on a small level. And those years just, man, those were some magical years. I know they're magical for most, but after 9/11 and the way the country went, it changed my life. And in retrospect, obviously, it changed my life for the better because I was more awakened, and I was already somebody who was against plastic people and that type of culture, and I was asking some questions, but not the right ones. And post 9/11, I started asking the right ones. Anti-Israel, anti-Zion does not mean anti-Semitic. Sorry. I don't think I said that. I don't even think that was implied on any level, was it? Is that? I'm sorry if you've thought that, but okay. Effing craps go. People talk Zionist. It doesn't matter. Our wagon is tied to that horse. Let's make the best of it. Let's get some more thumbs, my bro JB and the Golden Cheetos. Sean America doesn't need Israel. Oh, there we go. I'm with you. Damn Skippy. How come the fake Elders of Zion documents have been so accurate? Zionism is political. Christians can be Zionist. Yep, they sure can. I think that I went through the whole thing and said that it was very political, right? I mean, when you talk... All right, so let's talk about Christian Zionism, for instance, because now when we get to the aspect of Zionism, right, of what that true, religious type Zionism is, it's the people that believe that they need to take over the Dome of the Rock and rebuild the temple and have their Messiah come out and rule over the world. Now, the Christian Zionists think that's all going to come to pass, but in their version in Revelations, he turns out to be the bad guy and the Antichrist, and that's why most Christian Zionists exist, okay? Because they want Revelations to play out. Not many people are just like Christians that just support Israel because, that's the homeland of Jesus. No, they're evangelical, and they believe that stuff. And all that stuff, to me, is very dangerous. That doesn't mean that I think that, a Christian ideal set or most people, that believe in Judaism are bad people at all. Actually, I don't believe that at all. I think that most people are unaware and ignorant, and they don't really know what they're standing for. Let's see. The wagon can be unhitched, Sean. That's right there. Left or right, you're picking your poison. Start growing your own food, lad. Zionism is political. Zionism is sociopathic. Woo, I thought you were talking about me, LOL. Let's see. Steak is good, so is baked potatoes. I agree. Darwinism is based on racist lies. Happy you're moving. Why did Iowa have hurricanes? Now that you like it. And apple pie, Zionism, communism, Marxism, Satanism, different hat, different day. Hi from Argentina. Agreed, I have a high IQ, but I'm not that smart. I couldn't find my way out of a paper bag. Let's see. Great to see you, Jason. Well, thank you, Alpha Male Buddhist from Brooklyn podcast. Good to see you as well in the chat. Let's see. So no super chats today. That's A-okay, guys. Do remember, though, as we wrap this up, we're going to have about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to have to call it a day. Please support me. Again, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Fully demonetized on this platform. And without your support, I couldn't be doing this. So big donors, you also mean the world to me. Let's continue on. We got to learn to love one another. I agree. Just as well of them as any. As long as we take the whip and choose where we go. At least you guys got Trump in America. Here in Canada, we have a 12-year-old little girl by the name of Justin Trudeau who likes to hide in his house and grow his hair and fingernails. Freak. Politics is sociopathic. Jewish nationalism equals Zionism. Jewish internationalism equals communism. See, I think that's those are base, right? That's like a base definition. What up, Jay? I don't think the whip from anyone. You want Israel, vote for Biden or Trump. Tighter tee, cut off sleeves, larger viewing frame. That's funny. You're funny, Crystal. Weird. He won't say he's not a Zionist. Odd. Did I not just say that obviously in today's modern day definition, I'm not a Zionist, as it would equate to like a neocon type philosophy in the Middle East. And I said that if you went to the definition of Zionism as the state of Israel existing, I would not be for the dismantling of the state of Israel. Is that odd? Or are you a troll? I mean, come on. I'm not dancing around any question. Hope I'm wrong. We'll take him to 2 secs to clarify, or he'll continue the Trudeau dance. There is no Trudeau dance. Like I said, I don't think we're in a realistic situation where you're going to get rid of Israel as a nation state and then displace all those people. Now, does that mean that I'm for settlements or the treatment of the Palestinians or the apartheid state? No. I think it's abhorrent, disgusting, disturbing that more people aren't upset about that. I mean, that's pretty easy, right? Hopefully that clarified it for you. What's the most important thing we can do to help change the state of things? I think share information and then mobilize against your local government first. You know, get your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters, the business owners together. Not only put them on blast on video and put it up, and make big tech take it down. Show the world first what's going on so you can empower them as well. Let it go viral, or try to go viral, or, you know, again, get people motivated. So right now we need to share information, mobilize against local governments, and demand that this ends. Demand it. Demand it. Is there a turd in the punch bowl, people? I don't know. Is there? Hi, TJ. The beard will fill in. I don't think it will. What's the definition of... Okay, we already did it. Let's see. Is being a Zionist only wanting Israel to have their own state? I disavow all the oppression and disgusting violence against Palestine, but I don't think Israel should be stateless. Thank you. Zionism seems a materialist interpretation of something spiritual, the world becoming enlightened for the sake of creating a nation state to serve a ruling wealthy class. Well, again, you get to that point where they take over the Dome of the Rock, which is not theirs, and this supposed Messiah comes after they rebuild Solomon's temple. And yes, it's them and us right out in the open. And I guess it would be ethnically or religiously motivated at that point. Your volume is way too low. I can't hear you well. Unfortunately, man, for some reason, every once in a while, I'm doubling this over, and I'm doing my best. It's doubled over, and we're trying to do it. We do it live. Oh, you know what? I didn't double it over. Is it doubled over like this? No, that would double it over right there. Of course. Of course. We're going to go back to the other volume because nobody was ready for that anyway. Yeah, man, I've got to fix these things. Unfortunately, it's so weird. It does it every once in a while with XSplit, and then it doesn't. It is super low, though. I apologize, brother. Let's see. We're almost done here. Very cool about the political office moving into a shuttered gym. Saw you on Main Street today. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Shecky Demand. I'm trying. I'm trying to, keep killing it and telling the truth. Can you go and interview or do some damage with the high impact in Oklahoma, and let's create a class action lawsuit thing? See, if you want Israel to exist, you are a Zionist. I mean, again, I don't see it that way, but okay. Let's see. Jason, this is global. We have and organize a commensurate resistance. Separation will defeat us. I would never have Ryan Dawson on my show. He's continually attacked me for almost 15 years, and he's not genuine about it. He's a troll. Listen, just so everybody, you name the 2 guys that love to troll me the most to this day, and, I'm not going to say that Ryan Dawson is a bigot, because I've never heard him talk the way the other guy has. But he's clearly talked. The other guy has clearly talked about people being born that way. So I mean, there's zero respect there. And this guy continues to try to circumvent my 9/11 stuff with the loose change in the Pentagon, and totally disregards all the work I did in 2006, 7, and 8 on not only the Pentagon, but other aspects of 9/11. So that's all I can say. Let's see. Thanks, Tiffany Lynn Jones. It's the trolls. The trolls love to be trolls. I asked that question a year ago. Debate John. I don't know who John Brisson is. Oh, what, on the Council on National Policy? Again, I've talked about the Council on National Policy before too. openly. And Trump just spoke there. I watched a lot. I'll tell you what, at the Council on National Policy meeting, I know most, like, you want to throw out the CNP thing here, right? Too many monsters. I know that you didn't watch Trump talking at the CNP. I did. Guess what he did talk about? He talked about basically not only the Middle Eastern deal, but then also, I think he also talked about Jerusalem. And he basically said with the Middle Eastern deal that was coming up, he got so many calls because of Israel. He said every president, basically a ton of people called about the Israeli situation. He talked about it for like 3 or 4 minutes at the Council on National Policy address. So I guess I can wrap that. You know, I'm an open book, man, and I watch and listen to all this stuff. So, yeah, I don't know what I would have to debate about the CNP. Are there a lot of war hawks in the CNP? Yeah, there's a lot of neocons in the CNP. Man, look at all these trolls. The trolls came out big, huh? Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is an illegal operation we need to demand they are locked up. Love it. Who's afraid? I don't even know who John Brisson is. I'm scared to death. Like, what are you talking about? Move to Iowa, be happy, bored but happy. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's going to do it, guys. Thumbs the video up, subscribe and share. Ring the bell, join the Burmese Brigade. We do it live here. That was a little bit of a sweaty AMA, but I'm going to turn the AC on. $5, $10, $15 means the world to me. Remember, we're fully demonetized here. You can also support me over on Rockfin. Obviously, we're going to be on the road, so we'll see what we're able to do, but I'm going to try to do my best, that's for sure. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. All available right here, right now in the documentary playlist section. You just go over here to my page, right? And look at this. Right there. Boom. Boom goes the dynamite. They're all there. They're all free. The t-shirt shop is down below. Remember that your life matters. Your skin color shouldn't have to. I'm a content, a character kind of guy. That's me. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip. Thanks for joining me.